Hi everyone, welcome once again to another tutorial session in bioinformatics. In today's video, I am going to show you how you can count the number of SNPs and indels in the VCF file using bcftools. In order for you to follow this tutorial, you need to make sure you have installed bcftools because that is what we are going to use. And so once you are done with that, we can proceed. And so without further ado, let's start the exercise. We will begin by first downloading an example data. Okay, so we are going to use a VCF file which is available on my GitHub repo. And this is the page. I'll leave the link in the description box for you to also visit this repo and then download it. But before we download, let me also say that the data sets here were prepared using data from the 1000 Genomes projects. So this is the page for the 1000 Genomes project FTP site where you have several VCF files that you can use. Okay, so I downloaded and downsampled the VCF files and then merged them. Okay, so let me also say that the files here are very heavy, and so if I'm going to use them, you just have to know that they are heavy. So and that's it. But the files I prepared from these ones here are here on my GitHub repo. So they are very, very small. Okay, the sizes are very, very small. So you can download them quickly and easily and use them on your PC without any challenge. You can use them on ordinary PCs. Okay, so that's how it is. So let's download the data. For this exercise, we are going to use this file, all.snpsindels.vcf.gz. This file is what we are going to use. To download it, you first have to click on it. You can also double click. And then you'll be sent to another page. On this page, move to the right side. Just follow my cursor. Move to the right side and you'll see a download button here. So there's a button labeled download. That is what we are going to use. I'll show you two approaches to use to download this file. The first approach is used if you want to download using the browser. What you do is to click on it and then you'll be asked to save. So I will save it on my PC. Make sure you save it in a location where you have access to the file. Okay, so there's one way to download the file. The other approach is used if you are working on a remote server where you have access to only the terminal or the command line. For that, you need to have the download link. Okay, so that is what you need. So to get the download link, still bring your cursor over to the button. And then what you do is to just right click it. Okay, so once you right click it, you go to this copy link here and then just click on it. Okay, so I am using a Firefox browser, so this is how I do it. But using the other browsers to be able to get the download link. So once you have this download link, you move to the terminal and continue from there. So on the terminal, the first thing I will do is to create a working directory. So I will say make the VCFs. I will then cd to it. The reason why I do this is to separate files that I'll be generating for this exercise from other files on my PC. Okay, so doing this helps you to organize your files and prevent accidental removal of files and modification of files. So that is why I create directories for every project that I do. So now it's time to download the data. So I will use wget for it. So I'll say wget and I will supply it with the download link of the file, the VCF file. And then I'll run it. Please take note that aside wget, there are other tools that can help you to download files from the internet. Okay, so just use an appropriate tool to get your data downloaded. So let's run this command. So now the data has been downloaded. Let's first clear the screen and continue. Let's do an ls to check the file. So there it is. Now let's do an indexing. Indexing helps programs to do a faster lookup of information in a VCF file. So that is why we are doing it. So let's see how we will do an indexing for this VCF file. So we say bcftools index -t, and we specify the VCF file. I'm using -t because I want the TBI formatted index file. So I run it. Now it's done. Do an ls and you'll find that the index file has been created. Now let's proceed. We are now ready to do the counts. So with the counts, we will combine the bcftools view and then grep commands to give us the counts. Okay, so let's start with the SNPs. So we say bcftools view -vin, and then we say SNPs, and we specify the VCF file. So what we are doing here is to subset and then get variants which are SNPs. Okay, so once we do this, we now do a pipe and then we can do the counts. Okay, so we say grep, let me just put this here. Yes, so we say grep -vin-c, and then we specify our pattern here. Okay, so that's how we do it. And let me say that I have covered a separate tutorial on how to do the variant count. So for that tutorial, I give a full explanation of whatever I am doing here. So please watch that. Now let's proceed. So once I have this, I now run it. So once I run, I will get the counts. Okay, so we have this number here. We have 884,455. Okay, so these are the number of variants for the SNPs. Okay, so that's what we have. Let's do it for the indels as well. So for indels, a similar approach, but we change this option here. So we say bcftools view -vin indels, and we say all.snips indels bcf.gz, and then we count. So we do a pipe and then we count. We give the same pattern here. So we run it and then we have our value here. So this is how we do the counts and get the number of SNPs and indels in a VCF file. So let me also get your comments and then have some discussions going. There are other tutorials I've made on VCF file manipulation, so you can just check this playlist and then just watch those videos as well. See you in the next session.